However, I have 4 kids of my own. I have 4 daughters, a 9-year-old, a 12-year-old, and 2 15-year-olds. So some of the information, there's a picture of them. Some of the information I'm giving you is just from being a parent as well as being a teacher. So hopefully it can help everybody have a little bit more peace and some cool ideas in your toolbox as you engage in learning and teaching at home. So right now, parents are trying to balance working at home, phone calls, emails, Zoom conferences, all by trying to teach their children. And if lucky, they'll cook lunch, throw a load of laundry into the dryer. So I thought I would come up with some resources that you can use to keep the kids busy while you work, as well as allow them the freedom and the choices in what they're learning based on their interests and skill levels. Most kids have access to an old smartphone, an iPad, tablet, or computer. And I know it can be overwhelming trying to figure out what websites and apps are good and which ones have subscriptions that you have to pay for. And all the ones that I'm sharing with you today are currently free or are always free. So this is a website I found that was created for COVID-19. She's gonna send the PowerPoint to you guys later so you can click on the links. But this was a long list, like 100 websites that you can use. And they have some information on what age group they would suggest using them for, description. I found it was very overwhelming, but if you're desperate, I put it on there and maybe it'll be just something that you're looking for that will make it a little easier to find. This is something I do with my students every month. It's called a Thunder Reading Challenge, and since there's no more school, they've opened it up to everyone. You'll click the link, you'll sign up and register, print yourself a reading log. If the students read, or your children, read 600 minutes before May 6th, you'll submit the log and they'll get a prize from the Thunder. My students have gotten prizes like fanny packs, shirts, a watch, a nightlight. That was a Thunder nightlight. Like, there's some really cool prizes. I don't know what they'll be doing since it's open to everyone, but hey, it's free. So it'll help encourage those kids to read who aren't currently wanting to read. This is a website I use a lot. It basically is famous actors and actresses that are reading children's books. There's some Disney people, like young teens on Disney that are on there. I think one I watched just the other day was The Kiss That Miss, and it had a Disney star that the kids recognized. But they're just really good. They've got some breaks in where it goes to the actor talking and then back into the book, and they might bring in some of their own experiences. They also talk about why they picked that book to read. It definitely keeps the kids engaged, and they really enjoy the books. One idea I had that I do with my students is an author study. So I picked a few of my favorite author websites, like Dr. Seuss and Seussville. He has games that you could play, videos you can watch, links to his books. Eric Carle, Jan Brett, Roald Dahl, and Mo Willems. They all have really cool websites, but I wanted this to inspire you to think about some books that your child's in. I know there's a lot of really cool series out there that kids like, and check out, see if there's a website that they could go to and play games and do stuff that's interesting to them that'll help encourage them to want to keep reading. This is a cool website I found just last week called Stories from Space. And I know a lot of boys are really into space and astronauts, and all these stories are read from astronauts actually in space. And they're really cool because the astronaut might say, hey, I am on the International Space Station right now, so I chose this book. And then there's also some cool videos that show the astronauts doing experiments, and it just teaches them different things. And I thought that would be really fun for those kids who are really into space. Scholastic has done a really nice job during this COVID-19. They have created 20 lessons for different age groups, pre-K, first, second, third through fifth, and then 6th through 9th. And I teach 2nd grade currently, so I was looking, and the two I put up on the screen are actually lessons from the 2nd grade curriculum. But they pair a nonfiction book with a fiction book, which is really cool. And then they also have videos and activities, and all the lessons would take less than an hour. But I thought you don't have to do them the day they're like week 1, lesson 1. You can just say, hey, my kid really loves spiders. We're gonna do the spider lesson. So I thought that was really neat. I clicked on the 6th through 9th grade one, and there was a really cool lesson that me and my daughter that's in 9th grade looked at about this, how sour candy is. And it talked about acidity and compared different candies. It also talked about like, this candy is as acidic as a battery acid. This one's as acidic as a lemon. So she really thought that was cool, and it also tied in some videos and other learning experiences for the older students too. So I put a little warning on here. Possible nudity, I think she's pointing to that for you guys. Whenever I created this page, I didn't see any nudity, but I did talk to the art teacher at my school, and she said you have to be very careful doing virtual museums tours because some of the art is not appropriate for young children. So if you want to do a museum tour, here, all these are on that link right there. And you can go through with your child, of course, so you can help screen what they're seeing. But there was some really cool stuff. I've been to a lot of these museums, so that was really neat to be able to show to my kids, like, hey, we went to the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam like last year. So that was cool. Live zoo cameras. So I put the San Diego Zoo live cam. Those pictures are from their page. San Diego Zoo has a lot of really cool animals that you don't find in other zoos, and they have a lot of live zoo cams. They also have a spin-off page called San Diego Zoo Kids, which I did not link. I thought about that after I sent the presentation, but my students actually do go to that website and create a presentation on an animal of their choice. They've got all the animals categorized according to their classification. So if you want to learn about spiders, click spiders. It'll give you like 20 choices of spiders. It'll tell you about their diet, their habitat, a fun fact, and it has lots of really cool pictures. I also put 2 aquarium links on there that have some really good live feeds. If your child's into sharks or something like that, those will be really fun links for them. I put on here a virtual field trip to Yellowstone just as an example. A lot of places that you might have been planning to go this summer and now you can't have cool websites that you can still get that same experience, but just from the comfort of your house and safety. So I just put these on there. There was 6 different videos and websites on Yellowstone's website just to kind of get your kids some experience. This is kind of my social studies ideas as go places, even though you're at home, and learn about them. Virtual farms is another cool idea. I know my 2nd graders, and when I taught 1st graders, they loved learning about farms. And we actually have an ag lady come to our classroom every month and do a lesson. So I thought this would be cool for those kids who are not getting that information. Like right now, we would be hatching eggs at school and getting ready for our zoo field trip, which would have been next week. But these are some really cool websites. Each one of those, like the grain farm, sheep farm, egg farm, each one of those is a link to a whole bunch of videos and information about the different types of farms. And I know kids love to learn about how food gets to your house and learning where it comes from. Mystery Science is a really fun website. A lot of the kids know about Mystery Doug. He answers questions, so you can literally message him questions and he will make a whole lesson about it. I just did this as an example, how does hand sanitizer kill germs? Because a lot of us are teaching our kids about that right now. There was another one like how do germs get in my body? One I watched with my 9th grader was why is the ocean made of salt water? And it was about a 15-minute lesson. It had a couple videos, a couple of like stop and talk about it, and then it had a experiment you could do at home as well. So that was a really cool website that kids will all love, and they can kind of just find what they're interested in instead of you having to find it for them. Bill Nye the Science Guy is still around. I know he was very popular when I was a kid. All of his episodes are on his YouTube channel, And then he actually has a really cool website. He has all these science experiments that are categorized as life science, physical science, planetary science, and they all have pretty simple like things that you have at home that you could do the experiments with your kid, or some they could do by themselves depending on their age. But what's cool is the experiments actually link to clips from the show, so you could do it with Bill Nye. I thought that was really neat. I added this for the students who are really missing their coding and their STEAM classes. There was a whole bunch of resources that have subscriptions, and I know our school district has paid for a subscription for a lot of our kids to use through Clever, but these were all free resources. So if your school district doesn't have coding websites available for your child, these are some free ones, and I got them from a website called Mommy Poppins. And so that would be the link right there. If you want to go to them, you click on that and then you can link to those. SumDog is a really fun website. I use this when I taught first grade as well as second grade, but it actually asks your child math questions. And if they get it right, it gets harder. If they get it wrong, it gets easier. So it kind of levels itself out. I know this because I did try to help my kid and then it got really, really hard. And so she had to just let them do it on their own. But if they get their question right, they get to, like, on the junk pile when they're trying to build the tallest junk pile without it falling over. And some of them are races, some of them you're building a hamburger. So you're not only answering math questions as quick as you can, but you're also playing a game. But my students really like this because you can have it gives you a friend code that you can give to your other friends, and then you could play together. Say, every Tuesday we're gonna meet at 10 and we're gonna play SumDog together. And so they actually get to play with people or against people that they know. There's no chat feature, anything like that, so you don't have to worry about them talking to random strangers. Only people they can really see would be their friends. Cool Math is a really cool website. A lot of kids love it because it has so many different games. I would recommend this for second grade and up just because it has a lot of advertisements. And I know the younger kids accidentally click those and pop-ups come up, and it's just not as user-friendly as it should be for younger kids. But the older kids, they pretty much know not to click on that one button that says click here, and it's like blinking. So they don't really have a problem, and they do really enjoy it. Now, some of them are educational and some of them aren't. So there's some logic games, some memory games, some other things like that that are not just math games, even though it's called Cool Math. It has just a lot of random games and the kids really enjoy playing them. Shepherd Software is a website that is only math. It has all of these different games that are really fun, but they're organized in categories and grades. So you can say, hey, I'm teaching my child about fractions. Let's play a fraction game. And you can click based on whatever topic's appropriate for your kid. They also could click on the different things they're interested in themselves. So I thought this was cool because it's for so many different ages. Math Antics is a website, but as well as a YouTube channel. All the videos are free, although it says that their website does have a subscription. You don't have to buy a subscription to watch the videos. I would just go to YouTube and go to the Math Antics subscription channel, and all these videos are on there. This guy is hilarious. He's wearing different costumes. He's really making math fun, but I love how he's got all his videos organized according to topics. So you can pick on, like, if my kid is learning about integers, I can find a video just on integers so that it's more appropriate for them and not just random math videos I'm making them watch. Khan Academy and Khan Academy Kids. Khan Academy has been around for a long time. I actually use this with my middle school and high schoolers. When they have a math question I can't answer, we go, let's watch a video. And I go to Khan Academy and type in the subject that they're learning, and we learn how to do it together. Khan Academy Kids, it looks like it's a very new YouTube channel. It had not too many videos, but they were more for ages 2 through 7, so first grade and under. It had circle time, they had some famous people, they had some cool activities, but it would just be something that I would show very small kids to keep them busy for 10, 15 minutes while you're trying to type an email or do a quick Zoom meeting. Watch No Learn is a website that has all kinds of educational videos on it. They're organized in a directory, but also you could type in the search engine. I just typed in a random topic and it came up with several videos. So if my kid's supposed to be learning about this science topic this week, I could type it in and they can watch a video about it. And that will keep, keep them learning, but also give me some time to do what I need to do. Brain Pop and Brain Pop Junior usually are a subscription channel, but right now they're free for everyone. The whole website's free, and the kids love these. The videos are very humorous. They keep them entertained. There's activities, there's games. You can even do coding, creative coding. I love my kids in my school use Brain Pop Junior because I teach second grade, but Brain Pop's just a little bit more, like they use harder vocabulary and have a little bit more in-depth details. So if you have a 4th through 6th grader, Brain Pop would be really fun for them as well. Okay, so I wanted to try to give you guys a well-rounded experience here. This is kind of my get them moving, get them active, even if it's cold outside part of the presentation. Go Noodle is a fun website. It has dances and activities to get those kids out of the chairs. So if you can't go outside because it's raining, go on Go Noodle. You can see I'm Bart Reynolds on level 4 out of 10. So every 10 things that you do on there, your character changes. And so it kind of gets them motivated to do more and more activities and keep them off the couch. My favorite is like the Just Dance ones. I love those. And then some art lessons on YouTube. These are really cool YouTube channels that show how to draw. So if your kid really wants to draw an elephant and you're like, I can't even draw a butterfly, you can go type it in and find how to draw that. There's superheroes, there's all kinds of cool stuff, and it's very slow and detailed. They do a demonstration while they do it, but it's like draw a triangle, put a big square around the triangle. Very, very easy for all ages to be able to participate. So this is a quick links page I put on there. It has every link that I linked in the presentation all in one spot. So if you have like a favorite that you would love to go see, you can just go right here to the end. And I think she's gonna send it out when we're done.
Yes, I will. I'll most definitely get all of this sent out because you have incredible resources available here.
I just wanted to share some resources that I got. I did talk about the Mommy Poppins and the amazing educational resources. I did go on Parade's website. I know that's a magazine, but they had some really cool ideas as well that kind of got my brain thinking, what can I do with these kids to keep them busy? And then I talked to our art teacher, and one of my friends is a science teacher, and got some information from them to share with you guys today.
All right. Well, Shannon, that really, it makes me want to go look at all of these websites and kind of dive into them, even as someone who doesn't have kids. For those of you who are here, if you've got any specific questions or anything that's really educational related, or you're dying to ask a teacher, but you didn't want to ask your child's teacher, you are welcome to either unmute yourself or put that in the chat function, and we can get some questions to Shannon as well. Anybody have any questions? If not, I'm just absolutely thrilled. Oh, I think Elaine, do you want to unmute yourself and just ask her? No? Okay, she's chatting. She's typing. While she's doing that, I do want to give a shout out to our sponsors for our virtual business briefings. Moore Norman Technology Center is our presenting sponsor. Metro Technology Centers is our gold sponsor, and then Ide Bailey is our silver sponsor. So without their generous support, we would not be able to do things like this. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Yes, and just so that everyone knows the conversation, what is your thought about ABC Mouse? Shannon, do you want to talk about ABC Mouse real quick?
Yeah, I use ABC Mouse whenever I taught first grade. It's really good for those first grade students. Most of my second graders are a little bit above that now, but they did really enjoy it as a kid. We have that linked on our Clever page. I was trying to give you guys other resources in case you are in more public schools. Some resources that may not be on there that you might not know about.
Cool. Jamie, do you have a question?
Yes. I was going to type it out, but I have a couple of I have a 15-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I have to pry them off the games. So my question is, do you know of any video games out there that you would recommend that engages in that learning experience that's fun but also effective? PlayStation, Xbox would be the two. I just don't know. So,
well, last year I went to a Minecraft training, and I know a lot of kids play Minecraft, but I learned how to use it in a different way than just building. Like, we learned how to make arrays with it. So if you're multiplying 3 times 3, you would do 3 stacks with 3 in each stack. So just using some things that you already have in a different way to make them educational, I think will be good, instead of going out and trying to buy something new.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else have questions? I don't see anything popping up. Shannon, this was phenomenal and such fantastic information for our working parents, especially as you're saying, if you need to keep them occupied for 10 to 15 minutes, hey, here's a quick video. The virtual museum tours, I'm going to check out later this evening. So, and especially the zoo things too. I know that not only kids are interested in that stuff, but as adults, we are too. So I really appreciate the time that you took to put this together. And it means a lot to us to help out our business community in this way, in a non-traditional way that the chamber gets to branch out in right now. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy and your preparation, and then just your knowledge in this area as well.
No problem. I was happy to do it.
Well, good. Any closing comments? Anything else? See Elaine reaching, but I don't know if she's, oh, nope. All right. Well, with that, thank you guys so much. This will be available to share. I'll send out the resources in a PDF form so that you guys can check all of those out. And then we'll also have it listed on the Monday morning memo. So if you want to share this video with anyone, that would be great. Elaine?
Shannon, this was great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you doing this for us. This is really outside the box of kind of what we do. And so I think this is really cool to be able to offer this up, and we'll be able to get this posted. So thank you so much for doing it. And anytime you need some extra kids at your home, we can send them your way.
Yes. Well, thank you guys. Have a wonderful Thursday afternoon and a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, wash those hands, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Bye. Thanks for joining us.